We're live. Okay, no sé qué pasa. Anyway,
Awesome.
hi! We are here in the Cafecito. I'm so excited with Ana Latina Aristizabal. That is one amazing last name, my dear friend. Thank you so much for joining me here today on this cafecito. I'm so excited to have this conversation about nourish your body, boost your energy. How do we all deal with perfection, guilt, stress, all this fun stuff? So I'm so happy to have you join me today. What I would love is for you to introduce you, because you're going to do a much better job than me. And then we're going to get into this super fun conversation. I can't wait. So excited.
Amazing, Karina. I am excited as well to be here. Thank you for doing what you do, for bringing different information, for talking about wellness, about health to our community. So happy to have you, to be here with you. So nice to meet you all. I'm Ana Latina Aristizabal, as Karina very well pronounced. I know my last name is hard, so very well done. I'm originally from Colombia, actually. And I've been here in US for 7 years. And I used to work in IT. I used to be an executive in IT for almost 20 years. And my whole health journey started because I used to be 90 pounds overweight. I used to be la gordita in every room. And other than physically not feeling well, I was tired all the time. I was moody. I was craving, and I felt like I needed more discipline. I tried every diet, you name it, Anna did it. The papaya juice, the tuna and cucumber, the not eating for many hours during the day. I tried everything. And at some point, I said, when I was 27, so that was 13 years ago, I said, you know what, there's got to be something different. I was 27, I was getting up to my apartment in Colombia, only 4 floors, walking on the stairs. And I got there and I was tired. And I was like, oh my God, I'm 27 and I can't go up 4 floors. I got to do something different. So after trying everything, even pills in Colombia and all the quick fixes, right, that I was trying to look for me, I said, okay, this is my time to learn, take charge. And I studied nutrition. I got certified, and it took me a year and 6 months to lose 88 pounds, almost 90 pounds.
Wow.
But I was finally able to keep them off. And that was the whole thing. Instead of the yo-yo diet, right, go up and down, I was able to keep them off. And that's where my career skyrocketed, because I was feeling so good with myself. I was so happy. I was full of energy. I was able to do everything. That everything started compounding in a very beautiful way. And that's what I do now. Last year, I decided to take full-time this that I was doing as a side, very fun gig. I decided to take full ownership of helping Latinas in US reclaim their health, feel better, look sexy, because we all want to look sexy, but do it in a healthy, sustainable way, right? Creating healthy habits. So that's who I am.
I love that. There's so much to unpack there. That's amazing. And it, as you know, and you and I have talked a lot about this, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we are here at United Latinas and this cafecito talking about that connection of that mind, body, and the mental health part of nutrition and energy and lifestyle, right? And so, and again, you and I've talked a lot about this, but there is this element of, why do you think, and Latinas in particular, have this ability to feel overwhelmed or feel a strong sense of guilt, or have this sort of, two sides of our personality? Like, we can do it all and we can be superwoman, but then we're so tired and I can't do, no puedo más, right? So it's this combination that exists within us, which I think you just alluded to, right? Like that sense of like, I have no energy and I'm burnt out and I don't feel good about myself. And where's my career going? But I should feel good about myself and I should do this and I should, right?
Yes, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because we're so organized, right? We have like two dualities, right? The first one is we're Latinas, we are las mamás de todos, right? We take care of everyone. The kids, the husband that becomes one kid as well, and and then the parents, we're like natural caregivers, right? So we take tias, madrinas, godmothers, aunties, we take care of everyone. Sometimes we forget to put ourselves first. And sometimes, because we have that embedded in our culture, we feel guilty actually when we take time for ourselves. So that's one thing that's for us, it's a bit hard to be selfish and to say, you know what, I'm going to take time to prepare my own meals, even though my kids don't like veggies, even though my husband is not on the same path, I'm going to eat healthy for me. So that's one, like the guilt trip, we give ourselves, because no one else give us that. It's ourselves. Talk the inner, I like to call it the inner bitch that we have in our head, is that voice in our head saying, hey, no, señora, you're Latina. You need to take care of everyone, like your mama, like your abuelita. So that's one thing. And the other thing, Karina, and I don't know if you agreed with this, is we have a strategy for everything. We are amazing planners. Oh my God, there's an event, there's a birthday party, we take charge and we execute perfectly. For our careers, we're, like we say in Colombia, berracas, right? Chingonas. We get things done. But when it comes to our health, it's hard to have a plan other than, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories. I'm just going to eat ensalada con pollo for 2, 3 weeks. And I love seeing all these posts of very, very successful women saying, okay, it's summertime, it's chicken and ensalada for the whole next 3 months. And I'm like, Jesus, that's not a real sustainable strategy, right? Because we
No.
start going up and down, and we're going to be cranky, we're going to be low energy, we're going to be sleeping bad. So going back to your question, is the mindset that we need to give to everyone except for us, or we put ourselves last, and when we decide to do it, we don't have a plan. We're just eating less, moving more. And that
Right. And
actually,
yeah, I couldn't agree more. And we have two amazing people listening to us, Rosana and Mariana, and thank you for being with us. We really appreciate it today. And this relates to what you were talking about, right? And so we feel overwhelmed, or we feel this sense of perfection, or that inner bitch, which you just mentioned, and that causes a disconnect, right? Like we disconnect from our mind and our body, and so we think, oh, we can do it all, we can be successful, and then our body's reacting differently, right? And so can you talk a little bit about that disconnect and what happens to us when we disconnect like that? What happens to our nutrition, or how, losing that plan because there is that disconnect?
yeah, and thank you for mentioning. You and I have talked about this also, is how the health journey is like a connecting to yourself journey, right? Learning how to listen to your body. If you're hungry, feed it. You feel cranky, if you feel that you're grabbing at 3 p.m., you're going for a cafecito because you're so tired, you can't push through the afternoons. How do you connect to what you're feeling, right?
Right.
And most of the time, it's just keeping your energy stable throughout the day. We don't realize how much having a little bit of protein at breakfast, or a very decent amount of protein at breakfast, helps us connect, helps us lower the cortisol and have stable energy throughout the rest of the day. When we eat within 60 to 90 minutes of waking up, there are many studies in women that show that if you eat your protein and then have your cafecito, but eat something in the morning, your cortisol levels go lower. That way your body feels safe and your energy will be more stable. You will not have that 3 p.m. energy crash looking for something dulcecito for your coffee, and you will not have the late night cravings. So that's what we're talking here, is how do we make sure that we're connecting to how we feel, but we take charge, right? Instead of pushing through and say, no, 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 you can't eat the forbidden mentality, right? It's I can't have it. I can't have it, and disciplinada. I have to be more disciplined. I have to say no to everything. Say no to the bread. Talk to me about the bread. The bread is like this huge enemy. Like carbs are bad. They're actually not, right? When you eat the right
No, they're not.
carbs, exactly, they actually calm you down. So the connection is perhaps stop reading all these faith diets, all these miracle shots, miracle pills, and start connecting more to how you feel when you eat different, when you actually eat real food instead of processed food. And I got some examples here that I wanted to bring for us, but something as simple as roasted edamame. And you had this too, roasted lentils, natural foods that you can carry with you, so that you make sure that your energy is protected, makes you feel safe. And that's when your body starts releasing and losing that extra fat if you want to lose fat, or just feeling more stable in your body. But listening to how your body feels instead of listening to that influencer that says, I do not eat until 11 a.m., or that I work out 5 times a week and I do cardio. She has a different life, right? It's not your life
Right.
that you have as a Latina professional.
Oh my gosh, I love all of that. We need to make a big sign. Stop listening to the influencer and all the diet fads and all the things. Listen to yourself. Oh my gosh, if we could get that through to people, I know that would be so powerful. And I love what you say about the little things, right? Like about listening to yourself on the small things, right? And about saying maybe it is the roasted edamame, and maybe it is that, you know, the dark chocolate, the piece of dark chocolate. Like if you really need something sweet, which we all love something sweet, so go reach out for a piece of dark chocolate versus like milk chocolate with a ton of chemicals. You're still going to get that sweet craving. It's still going to happen, but maybe it's actually a really and actually what people women don't realize is dark chocolate's actually something great to eat. It's great for calcium, it's great for your bones. It's actually a really great product for women. A clean product though, guys. Please go find clean dark chocolate, not full of
Exactly.
like chemicals. But
Yeah.
and Anna, you and I have talked a lot about this too, of like eat real food,
Yes.
right?
Look, one thing I've been doing, I brought the other flavor, but I try many things so that I can talk to my clients, right? And say, hey, when you have a chocolate craving, try this that is a natural, but still satisfy the sweet tooth. But also, when we eat more protein, we don't have so many sweet tooth cravings. So it's a balance of, again, connecting to your body. But something as simple as this, this one has egg whites, no affiliation to this, just bringing right cool things that I researched. But this one has egg whites, dates, and a little bit of peanuts, I believe. So it's all natural, right? How do we find things to satisfy sweet cravings, but also eat things that are nutritious for us? And connecting to the previous question, Karina, I wanted to mention also, feel or connect to how you feel after eating sweets like this, or after eating a simple piece of dark 70% cacao chocolate, versus when you eat that Milky Way, versus when you
Right.
eat the donut, right?
Right.
Look, most of my clients, they start saying, Anna, I feel like shit the next day when I eat a donut. I said, finally, you connected to that feeling, because we're like muted right now. We eat
Right.
and then we're bad and we're inflamed, but we don't know what it is. Once we start eating more natural things, our body's like, oh, I feel great. I'm sleeping better. That's the first thing we notice when we switch to more natural food is I sleep better. Oh, hello. Your body is not processing all this inflammation or super inflamed food for you, right? Uh, I have more energy throughout the day. Of course, since you sleep better, you have better energy the next day. Since you're eating a good breakfast with protein, then your energy is super. So it's like a compounding effect of good things that happen once you start eating and connecting with your body, but also the mental health, connecting to your question on the mental health. You don't feel cranky. You don't feel, also, we remove the guilt. And that one is big
Right.
one for Latinas, right? Si ve, look, a piece of Milky Way could have 150 calories. That really won't make you gain or lose weight. It's just a fuel. But the guilt, the inner
Oh,
bitch
it's
telling you, oh
tremendous.
my God, te la comiste toda. You're going to get all the weight. It's like, come on, that really stresses your body. And again, when we're super stressed, our bodies think, oh my God, I'm in fight or flight. I can't let go. I don't lose weight when I'm
Right.
stressed. So once you're like, remove the guilt, eat the chocolate, whatever, just next meal, reset. Next meal, go back to your plan. Remove the guilt. Connect to that feeling of enjoyment right there. You're going to go to your mama's house. She's going to make, I don't know, pupusas, or in my case, chicharrón. Fine, I'm going to eat my chicharrón. And then I satisfy my Colombian craving. I satisfy my mama craving. Next meal, reset. Go back to the mentality of who I am. The way I eat is the way I respect, how I show how I respect my body, how I appreciate that my body feels when I eat certain foods, and I stick to that. That's the mindset shift that we should all be connecting to. That feeling is how I feel. and sticking to that and not being afraid to, hey, I brought my own snacks. Thank you. I'm at a conference. I don't have
Right.
time to eat. I brought my own snacks
I think,
because it matter.
yeah, I think that's a brilliant, brilliant point, Anna, too. Like sometimes we feel maybe uncomfortable, maybe the word, because we are trying to pay attention to our nutrition and our health habits and how we feel and when we feel. And I know you and I have also talked about, like, I am, both of us tend to be very strict on what we put in our body. And I know I'm very strict because it makes me sick if not. Right. And so then I feel miserable the next day. And I've had people, in sort of a childish way, make fun of me and be like, why are you so strict about the gluten or the dairy or the this or non-preservatives or chemicals or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because I don't want to feel horrible the next day or a couple hours later. And like you, I'm not going to lie to everybody listening us who doesn't love a great empanada. For me, it'll be vegetarian, but let's be realistic. All of that is no for me. The gluten, the dairy, the all of it. But I love a great empanada. And if I'm in Buenos Aires, no offense to anybody listening, but the ice cream in Argentina is phenomenal. Shouldn't be eating it. Not good for me. But like you said, there's a balance in life, right? And so if every so often you want to have your favorite piece of ice cream or your favorite piece of food or something that identifies with your childhood, your background, your history, it reminds you of your abuela or whatever it is, you should do it. It's just not every day all the time. But I think we also feel that sense of, and you and I've talked about that sense of perfection and guilt. We have to be perfect at everything we do. We have to eat perfect. We have to work perfect. We have to raise our children perfect. We have to do everything perfect. And when we don't, we have this huge drop, right? And what I would love you to talk a little bit about is the impact that has directly in our body, the chronic stress and the chronic guilt, how that directly impacts our body.
And let's talk about, additional to the chronic stress and chronic guilt, is the all or nothing mentality, right?
Yes.
Because then what happens is, okay, I have an empanada or an ice cream, which I'm with you. If you're in Buenos Aires, you have to have the ice cream. It's completely different, right? It's the gelato. And then it becomes that, you know what? I had a gelato. F it. I'm going all in. I'm having the pizza, the empanada, the 3 bottles of wine, and one simple meal turns into a week, 2 weeks of down the hill, right? So that all or nothing mentality creates in us, and it's not lack of discipline. It's perhaps that lack of balance that you were mentioning, right? When we like enjoy for short periods and we have a little bit of ice cream here and there, if that's what you enjoy. I enjoy chocolate, so I go and enjoy my chocolate every, I don't know, even I don't count, right? I just go and enjoy it, but I
Right.
balance. And so in my head, there's not a voice, the inner bitch saying, hey, you shouldn't eat the chocolate. It's, you know what, 80-20. You enjoy your chocolate, but most of the time you eat your egg whites with your tomatoes, with your sourdough, or with your, I don't know, gluten-free rice cakes, right? You enjoy, but you allow yourself to enjoy. Because
Yes.
the women that I talk to, for example, they're not lacking discipline. Like you and I were talking about, this community is full of highly disciplined women. But perhaps we're so disciplined, even with ourselves, with our kids, that alone creates a lot of stress in our body. And if on top of that we have that restriction, I can only eat pollo and ensalada or chicken with salad every day, then our bodies start doing this, right? You're restraining
Right.
yourself so much. And that creates a lot of stress in your body that won't let you lose weight or let
Right.
go, because your body is just under so much stress. And please, you already have so much stress from work. You all have very stressful jobs. We all do. You have stress from raising a family, perhaps from taking care of your family. In our case, you don't need to add stress from food. Food, quite the opposite. Food is the key energy source for you. And most of us don't realize until we go through all this process, but energy is our greatest asset. Feeling happy, feeling that we can do things is the best connection to our body. That's why we eat the way we eat, because we protect the energy. And when we have low
Right.
energy, everything feels harder. But when we have high energy, it feels easier to do things, to do the workout, to do. That's why the first thing I like to fix with my clients is energy, because once you have the energy, you'll be able to do the 10,000 steps. You'll be able to do the cooking healthier. You'll be able to do the workouts, right? It all starts with protecting your energy.
I love that. And I think it's the little things we do to reach those bigger goals, right? And so maybe it's and the thing when we were on the panel at the United Latinas conference, that one of the things that I love that you said, Anna, was, which seems so simple and so powerful that most people don't realize. Can you talk a little bit about what you talked about, the breakfast, and eat the same breakfast every day? Because I loved that messaging that you did there.
Love that, Karen. Thank you for the reminder, because we think that if we want to start a healthier life, right? We need to go to the pantry, throw everything away. We need to go to the fridge and throw away all those. And we're Latinas. We don't throw away food. That's something we do. We don't want to do. So good news, you don't have to throw away your food. Start as simple, and that's the easiest way you and I talk to is how to start. Start with one simple thing. If you were to choose your breakfast. Why? Because and we haven't talked about this, but we women wake up with higher levels of cortisol than men, right? There are many studies that we were talking about that if women eat within 60 to 90 minutes, again, before a cafecito, our cortisol drop. And here's the other thing, the overthinking, right? If we think every day, okay, what am I going to have for breakfast, for lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week, that's 21 decisions you're making, right? On top of
Wow.
what am I doing with my kids? What am I doing at work? And what am I going to wear, right? We make so many decisions every day. Eliminate the stress by having one or two simple breakfasts you can go with. For example, as easy as Greek yogurt, very affordable. If you're lactose intolerant, they have fat free, lactose free Greek yogurt or plant based yogurt. Mix it with protein powder if you want to add a little bit. There are protein powder from egg whites, super clean, tastes like nothing. And you add a little bit of date syrup, a little bit of blueberries to bring some delicious taste. That's an easy breakfast for you. My other go-to super easy one is scrambled eggs and egg whites and rice cakes. Gluten free. If you're gluten free, I just happen to like the rice cakes. Has balance of carbs, healthy fats from the eggs, and protein from the eggs and egg whites. Easy breakfast. I don't have to think about it. I just, if I have 5 minutes, I'll do my eggs. If I have 2 minutes, I'll do my Greek yogurt. That's it. And I know that I'm nourishing my body and I feel it, right? After that, I feel like I'm calm and I'm ready to go embrace the day. So
I
it's
love
one
that.
simple.
And there's great gluten-free breads. There's also, dark like a dark rye bread or German bread, which is also great with egg whites. And there's all kinds of things. And I also love, Anna, that you teach people the trial and error, right? Like, eat this, see how you feel. Eat this, see how you feel. Like, how is this impacting your energy and your point of view? I love that you take it from that angle of like, it's okay to test and to play and to see what you feel better with than other things. And also, it's I always like to say, like, test it with your family too. This idea that like you eat one thing and they eat another thing can get really stressful too, right? And so maybe there is like a protein drink or something that everybody can eat, or like egg whites and scrambled eggs, pretty much everybody can eat, right, in the family. So maybe that takes away some of the stress of feeling like I can only make this food for me and I can only make this food for everyone else in my household.
Absolutely. You know what's a simple thing that you can try with your family is plan together. Plan together and say, hey, we have this 3 protein options, 3 carb options, 3 veggies options. Let's pick and choose. That's a great activity actually for kids is, hey, help me set up dinner. You tell me what you want. These are the options. And they play with it and they set up and they feel they're contributing, right? And beautifully, Karina, this generation, what we're doing, we're breaking generational patterns. We're doing things differently for us and most beautiful for the next generation. So we're inspiring the sobrinitos, the our kids, our fathers. In my case, I'm inspiring my mother, right, to do things in a different way. So keep going. I know that sometimes it can feel hard. Start with one simple thing, start with one different breakfast for you, connect to how you feel, and share it with your family and have them try it. Like you said, maybe he doesn't like the blueberries in the Greek yogurt, but maybe he likes strawberries. Okay, all right, then we start playing and see
Right.
what the other people like.
Yeah, I love that too, of like bringing people in and having those conversations and educating and learning together. I think is so good. And the other thing that you and I talked about is there is ways to take our diets from our countries and like the food from our countries and make it healthier, right? So maybe don't deep fry something, maybe bake it in the oven, right? Maybe I know in a lot of our countries, not so much Argentina, but in a lot of our countries, they're rice based, right? So maybe instead of white rice, maybe brown rice or maybe basmati rice or something. Can you talk a little bit about some of those options that maybe people say, oh, but I love this food from my country and I can't really eat it because of this or that?
Love it, love it. And you know what? It's actually not only because we want to do things different than our families, right? And we want to have better health than what we see in our families, but also we Latinas, especially like you're saying from Argentina up, we have heavily carb based diets, and that makes us around 70% more likely to develop type 2 diabetes.
Which is
So
really important to be aware
eh,
of.
exactly, what can we do about it? Something very simple, still enjoying the beans, the delicious bread that we all make in every country, pan de queso in Colombia, and enjoy the carbs that we like, is create the balanced plate. So second thing that I want you to take from this call is you can always eat rice, potatoes, pasta, lasagna, everything you want in balance. So what is a balanced plate? Imagine your round plate, 12 inches, a regular big plate, not tiny poquito. No, we want to eat enough, right? Half of it, veggies. Go wild on the veggies. Anything you want. Big salad, roasted veggies, avocado, bell peppers, broccoli, zucchini, anything you want in terms of veggies, right? A quarter of the plate, protein. So 25% of the plate, protein. Imagine the size of your palm, right? Big portion. And think if you can choose grill options, they're far better because they have less added fat, right? Like you
Right.
said, grill or baked will be the best option. So think of grilled chicken. Uh, if you're choosing beef, then choose, for example, filet mignon has the lowest content of fat. Salmon, trout, any white fish you enjoy, or if you're vegetarian, then you can have some options like tofu, right? Choose that 25% of the plate. And the other 25%, that's how we enjoy the carbs. Think of fist size of your carbs. Think of the rice. And funny enough, between white rice and brown rice, there's only 1 gram of fiber difference. So it's not exactly like so much better for us, just a little bit more. So go and enjoy it. If you want to enjoy your rice, go have your rice. Potatoes, pasta, if you can enjoy it, you can tolerate gluten, whatever carb you want. The beans, for example, beans are loaded with fiber, with protein as well, with a
Yeah.
lot of vitamins. So go and enjoy it. And one another simple, other than creating the balance plate, simple thing you can do: eat in the right order. Anna, what is to eat in the right order? Eat the veggies first, then eat the protein, then eat the carb. This simple trick, Karina, helps us have less of a glucose spike. Why? Because when we eat the veggies first, our body starts breaking down that fiber. And then when we add the protein, again, the body starts breaking down the protein, the fiber from the protein. So your body is busy breaking down those fibers. When you add the carb, then you won't absorb the glucose immediately. So you won't have a glucose spike. And why does glucose spike matter? So first, because of what we're saying, right? That we're 60 to 70% more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. That basically is after having a lot of glucose spikes throughout the day, your body creates resistance, right? But the second thing is when we have glucose spike, even if you don't have a diabetes running in your family, that creates tension in your body. That increases the cortisol. So again, fat loss becomes harder when you're having constant glucose spikes. So by changing and shifting the order of how you eat veggies, protein, and carbs, you can lower that glucose spike and keep happier, more stable levels of energy also throughout the day. So protecting your health, protecting your mood, protecting your energy, like we said. Another simple trick, and let's say, well, okay, I'm not gonna have the whole plate, I'm just gonna have a little snack. Always code your carbs. Don't eat carbs naked. Code your carbs. How? For example, you're gonna have a little piece of cake because we're celebrating someone's birthday at the office. Eat your protein bar before. That way you have protein in your body.
Oh, look at
Or
that.
yeah, or for example, keep a bag of nuts, right? A little bit of
Yeah.
almonds, a little bit of walnuts. Coat those carbs so that your body is busy digesting and breaking down the fiber so you don't have such a big glucose spike. Or as simple, Karina, as take a 10-minute walk after you
Mm.
eat a piece of cake, after you have dessert with your friends. Go and walk. Even a 10-minute walk, your muscles using that glucose available in your blood will lower the glucose spike. So simple things that you can do to either don't stress your body, help you with fat loss if that's the goal that you have, but also be healthier, right? And you and I are firm believers that this is not about being skinny. We are
No.
not trying to be skinny here. There are skinny, fat, very unhealthy people. We want to be strong. We also want to look sexy. I get it. I'm with you. We want to look sexy. We want to look healthy and we want to be healthy, right? We want to live for as long as we can in the best way that we can. All these things that we're talking today is about helping us live a better, longer life, right?
I yes, and I couldn't agree more. And I also love what you talked about the generation and switching up the habits and the tendencies for the younger generations and the young women and men and boys and children and all that coming up and sort of teaching them these things and the importance of these things for their own energy and their own behavior. But I also love that you're realistic, and it's a fact that as women and as Latina women, we still want to be sexy and we want to be attractive and we care about it. But the reality is you and I give a lot of importance into the mental health of this, right? And the wellness of the energy. And I love that you brought up the 10-minute walk or, doing something for yourself after you've eaten. That 10-minute walk is really easy. It's not a difficult thing to do, or even to just stand up and move around a little bit and release some of the tension and some of those, stress that you're holding in your body when you're eating. And also, we as busy Latinas sometimes eat way too fast and we rush through it. And so also taking that moment to do what is in our DNA, which is truly to enjoy the food and enjoy the meal and be with our loved ones. And sometimes we forget that that's also important, to be present in that meal and to really enjoy the meal as well, and to let go of some of the guilt. Because as Rosana said, if it's Mother's Day and you're eating empanadas, great. Enjoy those empanadas. Have a great time. And then after that, maybe the next day, just don't eat the empanadas. Maybe eat something healthier and maybe do some kind of exercise or some kind of routine that will help you.
Exactly. Karina, and Rosanna, thank you. That's actually a great example is the scarcity mindset, right? Sometimes we're like, it's Mother's Day. I'm here at my mom's house. She made empanadas. I have to eat all the empanadas I can because I will never have empanadas again, right? And it's like, really? So, like you're saying, can you just be there, enjoy your empanadas, but think to yourself, hey, is this the last day I can eat empanadas? Not really, right? I can
Right.
go and get empanadas every day I want. Perhaps not my mama's, right? But perhaps I can find some other options, right? Or when you go to a birthday party, you can have just one slice of cake or half of it, right? Because you can always go and get cake. So it's removing that fear that you'll never have that food again. It's just enjoying. And remember, you said something very beautiful, Karina. Karina. I want to highlight it is you're there for the people. The food is additional, But the real connection is being with people. So
Yeah.
being more mindful of those moments, that's what we cherish. Food we can get anywhere. But the moment sharing with our family, with our friends, that's where we want to be present and grounded.
So you and I could keep talking forever because I would love to personally, but unfortunately, we're over as I knew we would be. So, Anna, where can people find you if they have questions, if they want to reach out to you, if they want to work with you? Uh, where can they find you? What's the best place to reach you?
Beautiful, Karina. I'm on LinkedIn, Ana Latina, Aristizabal, also on Instagram, posting daily tips. And it's just sharing easy ideas and examples. Because like you and I talked about, there's so many BS out there about nutrition, about what healthy is, and doing X diet or doing different things for you. It doesn't have to be complicated. You and I know that it's actually very simple, right? Being healthy, it's more about staying consistent and building one habit at a time. So I invite everyone listening to this, just don't be afraid to start with one simple thing. Ditch the all or nothing mentality that you have to go 5 times a day or 5 times a week to the gym or eat those 1,200 calories, that you have to throw away all your food. Start with one simple thing, something as simple as walk 10 minutes after your dinner or buy some Greek yogurt for your breakfast next day. Start with one simple thing and you'll see that your energy improves, and then you go from there.
Amazing. So thank you so much, Anna. This was so helpful and so informative and so insightful. And I hope everybody listened, learned something, because I know I did. And so I'm really grateful. And all of those of you listening to us and participating with us, thank you so, so much for listening to this Cafecito. And for those of you that want to become a member of United Latinas, come join us. Come learn with us. We are an amazing group of super powerful Latinas, and there is a place for you. So thank you for listening. And thank you again, Anna. This was really fantastic. I really appreciate it.
Karina, thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, you go.